You've chosen your topic for your biography, and now you just want to find resources on that. If you click on Destiny Discover, again go up to the grid and go to Collections and Biographies. Now we talked about the tabs before and what those mean and how you could search, but the filter is going to be important when you've already chosen your topic. So let's say I have chosen George and I've typed in George Washington, then I'm just going to hit return and I'll clear this filter and then I can see my different resources down here. I'm going to move to this tab so it's a little easier to see. You'll see that it starts off with George Washington and then it will go down to extra words, so George Washington Carver. Or after that, it will start to just hit on George or just Washington. So the most relevant searches are at the top and then it starts to just hit on keywords. Now let's say I wanted to look at this one a little bit closer. I can click on the title and I will see if it's in, if it's available, or if it's out, it's already been checked out. I also find the call number if I want to go find it on the shelf. And I also see other books I might like. Perhaps I'm looking for other presidents or the same type of a book. Those suggestions are over here. Or other books on George Washington are over here as well. And I can see if they're available or if they're checked out. Now I'm going to go back to the regular collections. And this time, I want to look at the databases, and I've done them a couple different ways for you here. If you are searching for the most recent, they're currently at the top. They were added most recently. And I've done it a few ways. They're all the eLibrary Minnesota, which is all kinds of databases specifically for elementary students. I'm going to click on this so you can see it. On this one tab here, you could access the Britannica School Elementary, Kids Info Bits, Explora Kids. These will all have articles on different topics. And then eBooks is a whole digital library collection, and that would include biographies as well. So you could click on those individually. I'll show you what eBooks looks like. And then it has all kinds of different books, but we want to search for biography. So we type in biography and then search, and you have a bunch of different biographies. Again, if you know who your author is, you could just type that in and search, say, by George Washington. I am going to go back to the main page again here. Here are our three databases, and I'm going to show you this one, and I'll explain why in a minute. This one's called Explora Kids. And with this one, say we're still looking for our biographies. Here's our biography tab. We go right to that, and we can either search again alphabetically, or we could put in our title up here. We could put in George Washington and go right to George Washington. Back on the home page, we're going to go back one more to our collections. This is the page I was just showing you to make it a little bit easier. If you're a second grader and you don't want to do as many clicks, the other two databases I've linked directly for you here, the Kids Info Bits and the Britannica Elementary database. So let's look at the Britannica. This one brings you right to the biography page, and you could go right to the W's for Washington. And with this one, if you want to, you can scroll down and view them this way, or you could have just gone up into the search and typed in George Washington. When you do, you're going to find articles. You can focus on certain aspects about him. You could just explore. There's pictures available. It's just a really, really handy resource. And they're free to us, so it's awesome. I am going to go back again. And that was the Britannica one. Say you didn't find what you were looking for there. Remember, you also have Kids Info Bits and then also the Explora Kids over here. Here's what the Kids Info Bits look like. And again, I linked directly to it for you. So you go right to People. And on this one, you can narrow it a little bit more by topics. Say you had an athlete that you wanted to do or a president, you could go right to that section, look underneath, and see if your president is there. Looks like on this one, there's a bunch of books. There's other biographies, there's pictures, there's magazines. You can click on what you like and find exactly what you are looking for there. I hope that you use these resources. I hope you find this handy and enjoy exploring all that's available to us.